All these rules are really great. There's a problem, however. Very few of them actually tell you how to start your game. You've got your players, you've worked out your intricate story of how your villain is going to try and take over the world, and then you have that almighty moment of what is your first adventure. Well, these are my top 6 ways in which to start your campaign and to make sure that the players and their characters have a lot of fun and that they all see you as master of the game. Item number 1 on my list is the gigantic battle sequence. Nothing gets the blood racing more than having the players sit around the table, have their characters put down in front of them, and the first things out of your mouth are roll initiative, make a reaction check, who goes first, whatever system you're using. If they don't even know what it is that they're rolling for, it creates a nice little air of mystery. Then, once they've done their initiative, you cause the wall that they're standing next to, the starship that they're standing on, or the weird little hallucinogenic world that they happen to be trapped in, to explode. Quite simply, you throw them into the middle of a gigantic battle from which their only hope of escape is to survive. This brings them together, it forces them to work as a team because, well, as luck would have it, you take all these disparate characters, you put them into the same place, and then you try and destroy them. It gives them an opportunity to try combat together, it gives them an opportunity to see what each other's characters can do, and it allows them really to get into the swing of the game. It also allows you to introduce a wonderful little plot device: who's attacking, why they're attacking, why do they want to kill the characters, and what will they do once the characters escape. Personally, I like this method, and if you watch our other channel, baconrpg.com, which launches on Sunday the 14th of February, you will see that that is the exact method that I have used to open my game. Item number 2, or common purpose from character history. Common purpose from character history means that during the character creation process, you've sat down with your characters and you've said, right, what is your character's goal? What is your character's history? How can we draw from your character's history? Again, if I go to my personal players, I help them develop their character backstory, and if one of them happens to sound interesting, I might suggest to the others that even before the game begins, they already are a party, or at least 2 of them are, or 3 of them know each other and the other 2 don't. So it allows us to do those awkward introductions later, but it gives us a solid foundation from which to start. It can be a little bit of a slower start because you've got people who have goals already, but the others are not invested in it. There's no story built around it for the other players. The one character whose primary story it is has certainly got all of his interest focused on the story, and hopefully he'll bring along the rest of the players. Number 3, I call the awkward in, and you can use all the puns you like. It's literally a way of bringing in all the characters through an awkward kind of, you're all sitting in a tavern and you don't know each other. I personally hate this. I have tried many different ways of bringing people together, but unfortunately, if you've got good role players, or role players like mine, who see a plot and run in the opposite direction, and preferably in different directions to each other, the awkward in becomes a very long session of barmen dropping hints about quests and bounty boards offering all kinds of bounties to those who want to take to the stars and hunt down the evil aliens. And nobody takes advantage of any of them. The awkward in is my least favorite way of starting a game, and yet sometimes you're caught off guard and you don't know what to do because your characters have just rolled up a bunch of, your players have just rolled up a bunch of characters, not your characters have rolled up a bunch of players, and what do? You throw them into a cantina at the end of the galaxy. The questions that get asked: why are they there? Nobody cares. Where are they going? Nobody knows. And quite frankly, they're going to go in different directions. The awkward in is something best to be avoided. Number 4, a common problem. Now, this is a little bit of a variant on the battle, but instead of putting them into a battle, put them all into a prison cell, or into a ship that's currently sinking, or into a burning building, or onto a spaceship that has currently got no air. Whatever you do, the common problem throws all of the players' characters together into one little ball and forces the players to work together, regardless of how many directions they actually want to go in. This can work, but it can also be a little bit gimmicky. And because you are a GM who is first time GMing for these particular characters, you might not be aware of their strengths and could actually accidentally just kill off the entire party. Number 5, the pre-game game. Now, I've done this before where you take all of the players, you take the characters, and you say, right, this is not part of the game, this is a pre-game game. And a pre-game game, game is basically where you take the characters and you spend a lazy afternoon just muddling around ideas. You can use any of the other ideas of how to start a game in your pre-game game. But the point is that you have a little pre-scenario that they play through. This could even be one of those dreaded pre-written module things that I hate, but it allows the players to see how their characters work, and it allows them to see how each other's characters work. Then when you're ready, you can start your full game without running a pre... You get the idea. Number 6. This is one of my favorites to do because it often takes my players a moment to realize what's going on, and then they have a jolly good time. As GMs, we often don't break the narrative away from the characters. Why should we? The characters are not standing in the forlorn castle hearing what the king is saying to his advisor. The characters are standing in the forest a million miles away. The telepath on board the USS Enterprise does not know what the Romulan commander is saying. Yet in feature films and in books, we frequently see what the villain is doing without the characters realizing what's going on. So a prologue is where you get all of your players to sit down, they've got all of their character sheets with them, which they've spent hours manually crafting and creating, and they lovingly want to see what they do, and then you hand them out a whole bunch of new character sheets of the characters that you have created. Preferably ones working for the arch-villain, so that as the players now play the minions of the arch-villain, stuffing up on some great quest to take over the world, they should all die at the end, because that allows players to go, oh, this is a GM who might kill off people, perhaps, so I should pay attention to what I'm doing. But it allows the players to sit back and go, wow, so somewhere out there in the world there's a bunch of absolute idiots who've just cocked up on some great big mission for their evil overlord, but there's also an evil overlord. This world has got stuff happening. You can also use the cutaway sequence to the villain's plans throughout your game, but I would restrict it because it does create a lot of metagame problems with players knowing knowledge that characters don't know, and they're trying to steer it in a certain direction. If you've got a group of good role players, it shouldn't be a problem. So those are my top 6 ways of starting a game. I'm sure there are many other ways of doing it. And of course, genre specific, you might have different types of scenarios that you use. But there you go. These are my thoughts on how to be a better GM. So if any one of these methods is new to you or sounds a little bit interesting, well, give it a try and let us know how it goes. We love those comments. I have personally taken to writing back to everybody that I possibly can, because I find you lot a bunch of very interesting people. And until next time, happy gaming. Oh, I'm going to get shot by a marketing person. You need to go and look for baconrpg.com. That's where I am running my own personal session on that world behind me. You need to go and look for geekstable.com. That's where all of my friends who make YouTube videos have started to clump their stuff together. So if you're into board games, role-playing, dice games, card games, sex, if you're into a whole different bunch of games, geekstable.com, go and check it out. You'll love it. I've now done my bit for the marketing person. So again, if you like the video, hit that like button. More importantly, if you love the video, hit that subscribe button. If I can make more than the rest of my people, well, I'm not only a great GM, but I'm also a great YouTuber, eh? Anyway, enough from me. Till next time, happy gaming.